That time of year, folks. The time when it's getting close to where you have to hear those annoying anthems. Not the national anthem, mind you. All of those anthems that they came up with in 2012. It's almost NFL season, and considering that is NFL season, I thought I would make my quick early playoff predictions on who I think will probably win each division. Let's take a look at one team that I think will probably try and have a better season than they did last year. Los Angeles Rams. Let's face it, the Rams have struggled since the turn of the century. Remember those days when they were the greatest show on turf? That was an awesome team, wasn't it? Now all they're doing is wasting the career of Steven Jackson. All I have to say is that they need to do better at thing, and then the Rams will do something good. Considering now they have to share a city with the fucking Chargers. Kudos to you, bitches. I honestly think the Rams will probably do better, but I don't know if they'll be a playoff contender. Let's move on to the NFC North. Minnesota Vikings. Let's face it, the Vikings are probably going to be struggling this year. As long as I don't know how good they're going to be, considering they have to deal with the fact that they're likely going to be without their star quarterback, not Sam Bradford, Teddy Bridgewater. He'll probably be out for the season. And considering that Adrian Peterson, I wonder if Adrian Peterson will either stay healthy or not do anything fucking stupid like he did in 2014 when he beat his fucking kid. Honestly, I think the Vikings will do a bit better. I was surprised when they started the season 5-0, and then they tanked. That is a sucking time, and let's just say, I probably think that it's going to be here in the NFC North. Let's move on to the NFC South. And Atlanta Falcons. Let's face it, Matt Ryan, you're off of a Super Bowl where your defense blew an amazing lead. Where you became the bitch of the defensive masterminds of the New England Patriots. And your defense practically became the bitches of Tom Brady and co. Say that I think that the Falcons could go places. I just don't know if they are actually going to do good in the playoffs or if they're even going to clinch the division. The NFC South is probably going to be stacked. It'll be a close fight between the Falcons and the Saints. Then again, you don't know how the Buccaneers are going to do. We'll see. Now the NFC East. New York Giants. Let's face it, Giants. You are probably going to struggle yet again. At least you're not as bad as your net-like companions known as the Jets. Seriously, they fucking suck. You're going to have to deal with another tough year where you have a quarterback going to be very stubborn and derp around for 3 quarters. I honestly think it's time that the Giants move on from Eli Manning and get a new quarterback. Because the guys, likely what they're doing is wasting the career of Eli Manning. Even though the guy is a good quarterback, he's not as good as his brother. Thinks that he is a good quarterback, but I think he will struggle, and so will the Giants. The only thing they will likely do is probably make Washington their bitch. And then become the bitch of the Eagles and the Cowboys. Again. Unless they turn into the Cowboys' kryptonite. We'll see. Now, on to the AFC. Let's start with the AFC East. Buffalo Bills. The Buffalo Bills have struggled as of late. Ever since Ralph Wilson died, the team has been presumably a lull cow. But I have to say that the team is still loved by all of Buffalo. I was surprised when I found out that they were going to be bought by the owner of the Sabres, but that said that they're going to have lots of riches and championships. Well, tell that to Boston, who earlier this year won another Super Bowl, and to Pittsburgh, who a few weeks ago, quote unquote, won their 5th Stanley Cup. I honestly think that this team is probably going depth and all that and structure. You just gotta be smart at managing. You gotta get smart, and then you'll probably do good. You guys will probably finish at least 3rd, but you'll likely finish over the Jets. Your only problem is either the Dolphins or the fucking Patriots. Let's move on to the AFC North. Pittsburgh Steelers. It's almost that time where the entire city of Pittsburgh will be with Wiz Khalifa's Black and Yellow song. And the annoying Here We Go song along with all of those terrible towels. As a Steelers fan, I can honestly say that this team has a lot of depth. Some may say that they do not see the depth. Rising, even though the Dolphins curb-stomped the Steelers last season, in the playoffs, the Steelers curb-stomped the Dolphins and the Chiefs. Honestly, I have to say that they are really... You have the triple offensive threat with Antonio Brown, Big Ben Roethlisberger, and the good old running back known as Le'Veon Bell. Your defense is highlighted by the legendary James Harrison. Trust me, the one thing I would change is I would make sure that they would start sometimes from Marco Thomas. The kid is a beast. He was a beast when he played for Syracuse. Let's just say now, let's hope that... But I know they will do one thing, and that is make Cleveland their bitch. Now on to the AFC South. Houston Texans. Seriously, Texans. You are annoying sometimes, Houston. And you wonder why you are one of the more hated teams in the NFL. And guess what? You actually got teabagged again by the fucking Patriots. Let's see how well you do with having probably done well without Fitzpatrick, but you caught in a guy last season who can't throw a football, which was expected from the guy who in 2015 couldn't beat out the zombified corpse known as Peyton Manning. That is very terrible. So I think you guys will have a bit of fortune, but I do not know if you will make the playoffs. Although likely you guys will, and probably get butt-fucked again by the Chiefs. Now on to the AFC West. Los Angeles Chargers. Congratulations, Chargers. You are now moving to Los Angeles. I hope you still enjoy sharing a stadium so far with the Galaxy. And you will probably have a tough time filling it. The rest of the Raiders are in town. In your new stadium, which you'll have to fucking pay rent to the Rams. So that sucks for you guys, because you have to pay rent to Stan Kroenke and the fucking Rams. Let's just say that you guys will be screwed because it's in the heart of Raider territory. Sucks that the one team LA did want, which was the Raiders, is now planning on moving to fucking Vegas. They got the team no one wanted in the Chargers. Fuck you. I say that the Chargers' hopes of making the playoffs are dead. The only way I could see the Chargers ever making the playoffs is if Phillip Rivers somehow becomes a miracle and starts throwing a football as quick as fucking Peyton Manning. He is one of the shittiest quarterbacks I've ever seen. Even more shitty than fucking Jameis Winston and Ryan Fitzpatrick. And he is way worse than some of the legendary greats at quarterback. Let me think. Peyton Manning, Eli Manning, Dante Culpepper, Ben Roethlisberger. Honestly say that the Chargers are fucked. And they will likely get butt-fucked again by the Raiders. Old habits die hard. So who do I think will win each of the division championships, and who do I think will make the Super Bowl? This is an obviously early decision, but I have to say we'll probably be wrong by the end of Week 17. But here are my predictions. My predictions are that in the NFC, the divisions will go to the Seahawks, the Packers, the Cowboys, and the Falcons, with the Saints and the Rams taking up the wild card. In the AFC, the division chance will be the Broncos, the Patriots, again, the Texans, and the Steelers, with the Bengals and the Raiders taking out the wild card. Who do I think will make the Super Bowl? It'll likely be a big-time matchup and a rematch of Super Bowl IX, which will mean that the Vikings would take on... Oh, wait, the Vikings didn't make the playoff. Wait, it's probably be a big-time rematch of one of the past Super Bowls. So, my prediction is that will be LA versus fucking Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh will win their 7th title. Big Ben will laugh at talking. It'll be a good talk between Todd Gurley and James Harrison. I wonder if when James Harrison will retire, but probably not. He's a hell of a player. So anyway, that is my prediction of the NFL championships. Now watch me be wrong by the end of fucking November. Get ready, motherfuckers.